All right, everybody, we are back here on Bold TV. Sorry about that little hiccup there with our main commentary channel, but we're back. I'm Aaron Smith, sitting alongside Matt Cannizzaro and John Mark Manzione. Gentlemen, Bowlers Journal Classic, Game 2, a final round of match play before our stepladder final tonight. Big thank you to everyone for joining us here on BowlTV.com. And, of course, thanks to Bowlers Journal, our presenting sponsor here of the first event of the 2021 PWBA Tour season. John Mark, I've said 2021 like a handful of times so far this year. It still feels weird to say.
Yes, I agree. I also want to say, when Jason Thomas was asking me to come on with you guys, he referred to me as the event sponsor, and I told him as long as it's not my checkbook we're opening, I'm happy to sponsor away. No problem.
There we go.
Yeah, but 2021. Look, there's a lot of relief that accompanied the turning of the page on the calendar, and a lot of hope in the air about vaccines and finding our way past all the things that we somehow endured collectively in 2020. I think the fact that this event has been rolled out as successfully as it has so far is a testament to the hope that we can see on the horizon here in 2021.
As we settle into game number 2, Jillian Martin, John Mark, as requested, is taking on Lindsay Boomershine to our left, and over to our right we have Angie Ramirez-Perea against Maria Jose Rodriguez, and between our 4 competitors, we got some strikes up there. For Angie, this is pretty similar to what we saw out of the gates earlier in the day. 277, 244, I believe, were her first two games to kick things off in match play, and 3 out of the first 4. Opportunity for another strong start. Lindsay Boomershine has been was the last player into the field, plus 109 to get that last spot in the match play. But she definitely picked up some momentum toward the back half of that block and has put herself right in the mix as well. We'll get you some scores here in just a moment as Lindsay adds another one, makes it the front 4.
Matt, you and I were talking about Lindsay last night. I got a question for you. We were talking about how Lindsay has had the TV jitters, and how we're eager to see if she's going to sort of shake those jitters. And I remember a time in EJ Tackett's career on the PBA tour when he would only win in the live stream events, and he wouldn't win on TV. And people were asking him, "Well, when are you going to win under the TV lights?" But it seems in retrospect that winning in the live stream events was an atmosphere that prepared him for figuring out how to win in the so-called big time on a national TV show. And I'm wondering if maybe ultimately, whenever these ladies have the chance to bowl on a national TV again, a setting like this might be just the thing that Lindsay Baker needs to, or Lindsay Boomershine needs to figure out how to win on the show. And if she can do that, maybe TV itself, when that time comes again, won't feel as intimidating an experience for her.
Well, GM, I think some players, you do have to work up to that. You have to get comfortable in a situation. You have to learn how to do it. Sometimes things don't go quite right, whether it's physically or mentally. How many times did Walter Ray end up being the runner-up before he turned into the career that he did? And Chris Barnes, some incredible struggles on TV, things you have to learn to overcome. Others go out there, Sean Rash, Tommy Jones, Chris Prather, they go out and do unbelievable things right away. Sometimes they're the stepping stones. It's just a matter of being comfortable. I really think it's different from person to person for sure, but you're absolutely right to be in this situation. And there's some PWB players from the initial year of the relaunch who were able to win those events on Bowl TV in a little different environment. Is the environment easier to handle? Maybe. Is the significance a little bit different when you're not under the TV lights? Potentially. Is it win-a-win? Do you think that they're going to be satisfied beyond belief, I think, of getting there, no matter how they get there, of course.
For sure.
With each victory, with each success, I think that builds more comfort and familiarity with that environment. You learn to get there. You get there. The more you're in that position, I think the better it turns out for you. So,
Yeah.
But to be in that position at any point, you can't help but learn and hopefully succeed from there.
I want to hop in for a quick score update, guys. We have a new tournament leader after 228 and collecting the victory. Danielle McEwen has moved into the top spot at plus 638. Erin McCarthy, as we mentioned, suffered her first loss with 204. She's at plus 588 in second. Shannon O'Keefe, a big 232 in a victory, puts her at plus 512. Our top three have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field now, more than about right around 130 pins now. Down to fourth place, Valerie Bercier, 2019 Rookie of the Year, shot 264 to move into fourth place. So she's currently in the show at plus 386. First player out, Lindsay Boomershine, plus 351. Angie Ramirez-Perea, plus 350. Missy Parkin, plus 333. Ashley Galante, plus 330. Maria Jose Rodriguez, plus 319. And Jillian Martin, plus 306. So right now for that final spot, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players within 80 pins.
We were just talking about that position round, man. Here we go, right? It's shaping up to be possibly a heck of a position round later today.
It's wow. I mean, I think Maria started this round in fourth, and all of a sudden she dropped to ninth, just like that. But she's still right in the mix of it. This is whew. This is what we like to see, folks.
Absolutely.
This is great stuff here on Bowl TV for the Bowlers Journal Classic. And among that mix of players, we mentioned Jillian Martin, and we've seen it throughout the course of the block today. Just one big game can really set you off in the right direction. She had the 299 so far, the highest game of the event. She's going to catch a little break there, just leaving the 10 pin, but she's running into another tough opponent, Lindsay Boomershine, now with 7 in a row.
Look how deep. I mean, she's not playing way deep, Jillian, but she's showing she's got some hand. Wouldn't you guys say? I mean, she's playing somewhat deep. She's covering a lot of real estate out there for the 16-year-old competitor in the field. She looks like she can, if needed, she can play left of a good number of players out here.
Yeah, I would agree. I think she has the, and that's definitely one of the big aspects of. Kind of building her game and becoming the player she is in this era is building up to, be more like those high rev female players. You think of Daria Payuk or Jordan Richard and some of the traits that they have. But the thing with Jillian, though, you just see her at the bottom of the swing, and she just has this little thing that she just does to it, and it and kind of fluffs it away a little bit, kind of gets the ball away from her hand. Yeah, and.
Who actually, to some extent, that follow-through reminds me of Dick Weber's. You guys have watched, I'm sure, as much Dick Weber video as I have, and he would have that manner of his arm swinging out to the side after he let go of it, too. I wouldn't mind being in that kind of company style-wise myself. I don't know about you guys.
I cannot argue that.
Yeah.
Matt,
Don Johnson, too. That's another kind of... She almost has kind of as distinctive a follow-through as those two. Don Johnson would sort of do a similar, arm swinging away from his body at the release sort of thing.
Fortunately, with the 7-10 there, she's going to take the one.
She's going for it. Look at I just get such a kick out of her. She actually went for it there. I mean, look how hard she threw the ball at that 10 pin. That's great. What a lion. That's great.
So, John Mark, looking at the top 10 right now, I don't feel there's any shortage of material for the next issue of Bowler's Journal.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Do not envy what you have to do to sort it all out, put it together. Whether maybe it's the PWBA issue, who knows at this point, but you could easily dedicate one writer and one section to each of these 10 players, and it's only the first event of the week and of the season.
Yeah. The players, their storylines. It looks like we're going to have a heck of a show here with some big names on it, and also just the story of the minor miracle that the event embodies, pulling this off the way that the likes of Tennille Milligan and Rob Gottschall were able to this week is so commendable. And I'm really looking forward to picking Tennille's brain about what that took, and seeing the shows that shape up this week. Matt, you're absolutely right. The storylines abound. Definitely looking forward to seeing what storylines we'll have on our hands by the end of this event.
So now, based on what happens the rest of the way, how much is your plan going to have to change and pivot, or do you already have a solid idea of where you're looking for just covering the event in general, and then the individual winners just being a small piece of that?
I've been gathering angles this week, Matt. Just as you suggested, I've done so many interviews already in the last couple of days. So what are some of those angles I have in mind? The incredible rookie class that we have this year, some of whom are carrying over from 2020. The fact that even down to stories like Brianna Cote helping out with her father's janitorial business back home, and how their workload tripled because of COVID, and how she's had to sort of figure out how to balance that increased workload with trying to stay sharp on tour and stay competitive for when the tour resumed. Taking advantage of the B3 Performance Center that they have down there in Arizona where she lives. I spoke with Verity Crawley today, who's unfortunately through no fault of her own on the sidelines looking outside looking in. It's a struggle for her emotionally to feel like she should be out here with these ladies, but can't because of her visa situation. I'm going to be having a similar conversation tomorrow with Daria. So, there's also, I spoke with Clara Guerrero today, who has a really neat little story about a children's book that she was surprised to find herself a part of, about the title is something to the effect of 100 Immigrant Women Who Changed the World. Clara Guerrero, a professional bowler, being one of them in that children's book. I'm hoping to run something on that angle as well. Down to, of course, just pivoting in response to the events that are unfolding before our eyes, guys. Jillian Martin is certainly one of those people. We've got a couple of people who are sort of writing diaries for us this week that we're hoping to run in the magazine as well. Like Sydney Brummett has been turning in daily dispatches from her experience in Arlington this week. She is so smart. Sydney is such a talented writer. I'm so happy that we're going to be having her doing that for us this week. So those are some of the plans that we have. And like you said, depending on how the week shapes up, some of those plans will change. Some of those will expand in response to what's going on. Got to stay nimble.
All right.
Taking a quick look around the house, it looks like Valerie Bercier is in position to collect a win against Maria Belanova. She still can shoot .259 this game with the 8th, 9th, and 10th to go. She's on 5 and 6. Shannon O'Keefe ahead, but a close match right now against Christy Leong. Some early struggles for Erin McCarthy. She's bowling Danielle McCune, so it looks like McCune is going to increase her lead against Erin. But, from what we saw from Erin earlier, max score 193 now. So some struggles out of the gate for our tournament leader heading into this final round. Ashley Galante in position to collect a win against Missy Parkin. Missy, 3 splits through the first 9 frames. Galante can still get to 245 after she had a split of her own, but rebounded nicely with 4 out of 5 strikes.
So that's 60 bonus pins right out of the gate for Ashley, huh? That certainly helps.
Yeah, I think I'm very happy to be in our line of work this week. Based off of looking at the top 10, we talked about all the different storylines for all of these players. Whether it's someone who's looking for their first win, a breakout performance from someone like Jillian Martin, an established player who's, looking to kind of get back into the winner's circle. That's Missy Parkin falls into that, since it's been her last win came in 2011.
Yeah.
And we obviously the dominance of players like Shannon O'Keefe and Danielle McCune since they've gone back to the tour in 2015, and just their continued success. It is overflowing right now with ideas of how great this top four could be.
No doubt about it. Here we see Jillian trying to wrap up her game with a four-bagger here. Looks like a loss for her, but there you go. And not a very good shot there. So she's hot or cold right now so far. Jillian's trying to figure it out. She seems to be, I don't know, maybe the fresh hasn't been too kind to her today, as you were mentioning, Matt. Maybe things change as the lanes start to open up. Another thing that the likes of Sydney and Brianna were telling me today is, as familiar as they are as Team USA members with this particular venue, even so, the trickiness from pair to pair still is very real. You can bowl as many Team USA camps at ITRC as you want, but you still have to be prepared for the sort of squirreliness from pair to pair at the ITRC. And I think we're seeing some of that, in the scores when you see a player shoot 750 and then go 160 in the very next game. There's certainly some of that going on as well. And I wonder if Erin McCarthy's dealing with that right now. I wonder if that's sort of something that Jillian Martin is facing. Depending on what pair you're on at the ITRC, the challenge can differ greatly as you move about the building.
Certainly so. We had a few players mention that throughout our conversations in qualifying yesterday. We're going to bring in someone who's definitely seen that throughout the course of the week as we wrap up game number 2. Lindsay Boomershine going to collect a win, as is Maria Jose Rodriguez. But we'd like to welcome in Chuck Gardner from Brunswick Bowling. Hello, Chuck.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're doing well. It's great to see you once again. And I believe you have an update for us on Valerie Bercier.
Well, yeah, she's making a really nice run right now. A ball that we haven't tried all week. We just talked about it before she started and said, well, it's not been in play at all. So let's change the surface on it and smooth it up some and try a bigger ball with a little less surface on it and see if we get a little more continuation for her. And it seems to be working right now.
Yeah, that was something that Jason had mentioned to us at the start of match play, that even through the first game, she ended up making a ball change to start that block. So obviously this is a good move. She shot a huge game to start, 264, I believe, and is in pretty good position to take a win. She's in the top 4 right now, looking to put herself in position to claim her first PWBA Tour title.
Yeah, she still has 238 in the wood this game, and she's really bowling well. Really bowling well.
Chuck, for the fans out there, what ball is Valerie using?
It is actually a Deviate Intimidator, the same ball that Bill O'Neill won the playoffs with. It's a big, strong, asymmetrical ball.
Chuck,
right.
I love watching Valerie bowl. I think she's got one of the most beautiful games on tour. I love watching her post her shots. Her leverage at the line is a thing of beauty. What in your opinion are the defining features of Valerie Bercier's game?
Magical tempo. I think her tempo is spectacular to watch. It is it's one of the most fluid games on the tour, and she creates enough axis rotation to where she can get in and hook it with the girls that hook it too. So she's a really accomplished player.
Yeah.
Really accomplished player.
All right, guys, unless we have anything else, I think we're going to let Chuck get back to business there. So, Mr. Gardner, we always appreciate your time. It's great to see you, sir. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Hope everybody's enjoying the coverage.
All right, folks, and we move to 5 and 6 as Valerie finishes up her game here, going to collect the victory and is going to get the kick on the 7. Those hits are sometimes a little tougher than we'd like to admit at the ITRC, and turns that into a 230 game.
I can testify to that. I remember bowling league there.
Certainly so. Yeah, there's definitely a sense of accomplishment when you put a few in a row there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mr. Canizaro knows about. So
Yeah, it's hard to brag about my league accomplishments while we're watching these ladies destroy this very challenging horse run classic pattern. But I appreciate the toss there, Aaron.
Absolutely, Matt. That's what we're here for.
Now let's go ahead and bowl league on this pattern, and then and see how we do. And see
Yeah, right.
I know where we can get the graph, and I even know where we can go bull on it at. So luckily, not too far for us. I could just run downstairs real quick. Don't have my equipment with me. That's my only downfall right now. They wouldn't let me in anyway, which is good.
If I'm gonna have one of those moments, though, I wanted you to be on the microphone. I want to hear it, just like earlier. I need a reaction like that. And had we been down there like normal, I don't know that your part of that 299 game would have been quite as good.
I would have been more subdued for sure, because usually where we set up at the ITRC is behind lanes 9 through 12 for a broadcast. So we would have been right behind the action, and so I couldn't have been yelling like the clown I was during all that excitement. But it was it was enjoyable. It's fun to be in those moments. I think I mentioned it a few times. Just having chills, having goosebumps for such a big moment for a young bowler and a young competitor, and someone potentially in a couple of years could be shaping the tour in a way that we've seen some other great stars do in the past.
Yeah.
I mentioned it to Matt earlier. Think about some players who have had young success on the men's side and kind of the different paths they ended up taking. Andrew Koff was one of them, who was just a phenomenal junior player, but elected to go a different way. Looking or focusing more on school and getting a degree in a great field. And then there's we've seen the success of other young players. Cameron Doyle, Michael Tang, Wesley Lowe, Darren Tang, Anthony Simonson, and where does a player like Jillian eventually fall up or where does she fall into that kind of group in the next couple of years is going to be fun to see. And the best part is it's like 6 years from now, she's going to be 22, 23,
Yep.
something like that. And, we already see what she can do now. What more can she add to her game over the course of the next few years, getting ready to go to the PWBA tour, assuming that's her path?
So, John Mark, too, don't forget, a little bit before our time in the industry, a young lady took a week off of high school and turned it into something after that. I believe her name is Wendy McPherson.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, back in the 1980s, college bowling, a little bit different. Of course, no junior gold, no junior Team USA in the same regard now. So the path a little bit different for these players. But, certainly some talented players came out very young onto the PWBA tour and did some pretty awesome things. Of course, that one being one of them, very noteworthy at the time, the youngest player to make such history. And Aaron would know. Aaron was just in diapers at that time, so he wasn't reading Bowler's Journal back in 1986.
You never know. He's a pretty smart guy.
He was still reeling from the Super Bowl celebration, I think, too, of the 1985.
That's true. It was a year-long party at that point, and has not stopped, unfortunately, because there hasn't been another one. But we are moving into game number 3 here, and if we're going to stay on lanes 5 through 8, let's see who we got here. It looks like Missy Parkin taking on Lindsay Boomershine, and Danielle McEwen taking on Maria Jose Rodriguez.
Oh, nice matches.
This is a pretty great part about this top 12 and how great this field is that when we get to this portion of the event, we're going to see all the great players come out.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a field in general here. It's incredibly talented field. Obviously, some players, have become accustomed to seeing throughout the course of the PWBA Tour season, not competing for various reasons, and hopefully we get to see all of them come April once the tour resumes. But certainly no lack of star power in this top 12 and in this overall field of 36 players.
Yeah, and I love what you were saying earlier about Jillian being this good at age 16. Where's she going to be 2, 4, 5 years from now? Those were my thoughts this afternoon after I watched her shoot that 299. And for me, the thing is for her to have that, we see the talent, but for her to have that kind of poise at this young an age in this setting is, to me, going to make her a college superstar, and certainly shows me that she's got the mental game to go however far she would like in a pro career, if indeed, as you mentioned, that's the path that she decides to take.
So that's definitely, as we talked about earlier today, that's a tough choice of when is the right time with so many opportunities out there, is the college route the right way to go, education-wise and competitively, to learn some important things you need to learn about bowling, about team play? Is that a stepping stone for where she's headed, or is the PWBA tour it sooner than later? That would be an interesting conversation to have, and
For sure.
maybe she doesn't even know at this point. She's very focused, obviously, on her schoolwork. As we learned earlier, the 299 game was immediately followed by some statistics homework.
That's great. Yeah, her dad told me that she's balancing school with her bowling this week. Her dad also told me that there are at least 8 college programs who have expressed interest, to the shock of absolutely no one, right? So yeah, I'm sure it'll be quite the frenzy. Colleges competing for Jillian's services.
So I would imagine she's probably bowling against at least one of them in today's match play, but I don't know for sure.
Here's another look at Missy, who absolutely blasted the pocket on that last shot, and here we go, jinxing her again. Sorry, Missy. Now, Missy's got a fascinating little story I'm hoping to dig deeper into in the magazine, which is the Elite Bowling Club that her husband Drew has created. And while centers are shut down in California, she's had the opportunity through this Elite Bowling Club, which is held at Canyon Lanes on a Native American reservation in Southern California, to actually bowl. And that is her unique way of staying sharp. You guys, I'm sure, know about, players like Shannon or even Lauren Pate bowling at Air Force bases in Illinois to stay sharp. I mean, Cameron Crowe driving from Illinois to Wisconsin, and I think it's Janesville to bowl. It's amazing the resourcefulness a bowler can summon when they're just looking for some lanes, and that's a situation that they've been in. And Missy has certainly been one of those.
I believe even going back to, we talked about Amanda Vermilia and the cover story of the February edition of Bowler's Journal. I believe her and Eric were making some drives to Wisconsin as well from Minnesota to get some practice in, get ready, and
and drilling up her arsenal in a friend's basement too. So they're just, because you can't find pro shops either, so they're making it work however they need to. I mean, there's no shortage of determination and resourcefulness there for sure.
Well, while the pandemic and all the restrictions helped us thrive in our world here and allowed us to do this, it's a little bit different for the ones actually doing the bowling. So we appreciate them being able to go out and do all that and taking the time, and now coming here and being as sharp and entertaining as they have been so far this week, only to get better as they get more comfortable. And as Aaron mentioned, a super deep field of 36 talented players, and it could be any of those 36, again, delivering the next story for Bowler's Journal or for Bowl.com or for whatever we're doing. So I don't think you could go down the list and find one person that you couldn't write a legitimate, entertaining story about, top to bottom.
Great point. Yeah, totally agree.
While we have a moment, the Bowl TV chat is humming right now, so I'd like to give a shout out to a few familiar names as we kind of take a look here. Chris Castle says hello, Matthew. But we got Jennifer Parisi, who's always stopping by. My good buddy John Zucklin checking in. USBC Hall of Famer and PWBA Hall of Famer Fran Deacon is saying hello as well. So hello, Fran. She was on the PWBA podcast back in December, so thank you for checking in. Darren Tang, our buddy Hosan. I believe Tish Johnson as well swinging by. So we got some great folks in the chat. A lot of conversation going on. So we definitely always want to promote that as a big part of the Bowl TV community is kind of get to know these people, have folks hop in the chat, say hello. It's fun. And I don't know if our buddy Chris Pulliam is in the chat right now, but they even have a Facebook page dedicated kind of to the Bowl TV PWBA. Follow all your favorite players, chat offline as well when we're not live. So a lot to love about the Bowl TV community. So a big shout out to everyone joining us here who's created a login, who has gotten a subscription. And we certainly hope that subscription will continue a little bit later for the stepladder finals tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Right. Aaron Smith, always the salesman, doing great work there. John Mark, the writer and editor. And I'm trying to figure out where I fit into this whole thing. I'm not sure, but I'm just trying to be the glue. I'm trying to hold it together and watch some great bowling. Really, it's by being on the broadcast, it's like I have a free subscription. So I'm just going to keep on watching. You guys keep talking.
Well, I'm going to make sure to not jinx Missy here and just keep my pie hole shut while she bowls. Let's see if that helps her. Yep, case in point. Thank you. All right. So lesson there is stay quiet while they're on the approach, John Mark. Leave these bowlers alone, will you?
Well, usually that's a courtesy when you're at the center, but
right.
Here
but from afar, obviously, as well. Yeah.
All right, we got some scores here through game number 2 as we get closer to this position round coming up in just a few games. So Danielle McEwen continues to lead 233 last game. She's now 7-1 here in match play to get to plus 701. Now she has created some distance between her and Erin McCarthy. Erin, as we mentioned, a little slower out of the gates here after the 6-0 in the earlier round today. She's at plus 568. Shannon O'Keefe at plus 511. And then hanging on to that 4th spot for right now, Valerie Bercier, plus 453, just 14 pins ahead of Lindsay Boomershine, who's at plus 439. We're starting to see a little more separation here, down to plus 372 for Maria Jose Rodriguez, plus 370 for Ashley Galante, plus 337 for Angie Ramirez Perea. Missy Parkin at plus 319 and Jillian Martin at plus 317. Christy Leong and Maria Balanova at plus 111 and minus 11, respectively.
Boy, 7-1, and at a moment in the tournament when you're getting 30 bonus pins per win, it's that 210 bonus pins is hard to overcome, man. That's an impressive haul of bonus pins for Danielle. She's trying to run away with this top spot.
And one of the things she mentioned to us yesterday when she joined the show was that 7 and 8 was not the kindest pair to her. I believe she had 2 sub 200 games. They were both on this pair. So it'll be interesting to see how she kind of navigates it throughout the course.
Yep. There you go.
Her very first title came in this building in 2015. She was a youngster at 24 years old. So technically, based on that PWBA competition, we pointed out in our conversation, she is the defending champ at the ITRC, the last PWBA player to hug a trophy in this venue. And clearly she likes the facility. She bowled here often with Team USA and now right back where she left off in 6 years ago now.
Isn't it crazy to think that Danielle McEwen is getting close to 30 years old? I mean, we've been watching her since before she even bowled for Fairleigh Dickinson. That's crazy to think that. I guess the moral of that story, Matt, is we're getting old, dude.
Wait, I see, and based on that too, back when you were with us at USBC, we did some coverage and some streaming, and young Anthony Simonson, 12 years old,
right,
with his Justin Bieber haircut.
Yeah.
So that was already a dozen years ago.
Oh man, I remember watching him come through the building at USBC back then, because of course he lived locally, and he was just a little kid. In fact, I remember one day Terry Bigham was just like teasing him about bowling him in action, and Anthony at like 12 years old took Terry very seriously and was arranging the match with Terry right there very seriously. And I thought, man, that kid right now he's going to throw down at age 12. So and where he's taken his career since then is a case in point in the kind of sort of brashness and bravado that Anthony Simonson has.
Well, we definitely have been around for a minute, and I like it. I'm not ready to go anywhere yet. So let's have this conversation in 10 more years about the time Jillian Martin bowled at the PWBA tournament. She was 16.
I know, right? Yeah.
We got a report from Jason Thomas that Valerie Bercier, who has been holding on to that 4th spot here, has made her move, is once again putting up a big game. So let's go check that out on lanes 11 and 12. She's facing off against Angie Ramirez Perea, who's also bowling pretty well. So not only do we get to see Valerie continue to make her run to the stepladder finals, but a good match as well against Angie. And John Mark, I think when we had Chuck on just a little while ago, and we just talked about the uncanny smoothness of Valerie's game.
Oh yeah,
it's just so fun to watch. And
absolutely.
When she, we saw her at the Cleveland stop last year last season, we'll call it that, in 2019. We saw her out, and I had heard the name before, but really hadn't seen her bowl in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just blown away by how smooth her game is. And I'm like, holy cow, she is going to she's going to do some cool things on tour here. As we talked about, a unique story where she had only planned for the first 4 events originally, and kind of was going to play it from there. She talked about the Queen's experience with team trials as well when we were chatting with her yesterday. But so happy she decided to bowl the entire tour, and she's been close. She made 1 show last year, so she's looking for her second stepladder finals. Technically her third. She made the show as an amateur at the U.S. Women's Open in 2017, but her second as a member. And just fun to watch. She's I think that was some great insight from Chuck, noting that we talked about some quick changes in the equipment that she was using, and now being able to pare it down, find something she likes on the fresh as well, which plays double trouble. Once she can open up her angles a little bit, she gets really tough in those situations.
It's interesting that she told you guys on the podcast this week that her husband's not there, because one thing she told me when I interviewed her for the story about her that Readers of Bowler's Journal can find in the January issue is that she did really well in 2019 at the stops where her husband was present and helping her make ball choices, because he's a bowling guy, works in the industry, knows the equipment she's using well, certainly knows her game well, has a great coaching eye. And so he's there helping her through tournament by tournament, all these decisions she makes in terms of equipment and lane play. But she felt like she didn't do so well on tour when he couldn't be there with her. And he's not there with her this week. And she specifically told me in my interview with her that she's looking forward to proving to herself and maybe anyone else who's wondering that she can succeed without him at her side, helping her with those lane play decisions, with those equipment choices. And it seems like so far she certainly has held her own just fine in spite of that aid.
Absolutely. Shout out to John as well. Great dude. It was definitely fun seeing him on tour in 2019.
Yep.
So hope all is well with him as well. I know they've got a lot of excitement. We talked a lot about the health side of it as well, with her work as a registered dietitian. So Valerie, definitely one of the very fun folks to talk to. And I know Jason Thomas, I'm not sure if he's listening, but Valerie's been on his show, Bowling Explained, quite a few times. A lot of great stories from that as well. His most recent episode, Valerie brought on a few of her clients in Michelle and Sean Sterner. Michelle, a past PWBA member and a champion at the Women's Championships, and Sean, a great bowler in his own right. And just hearing their journey as well. Some great stuff. So folks, we kind of talked about the Bowl TV subscription. Another added bonus or added benefit of that is checking that type of content out on the Backstage channel, along with some plenty of other great stuff, the Vault, the Lab, archived events as well, all available with the subscription. But definitely a great story, and great to see her helping, and it's great to see the bowling community kind of taking that help as well.
Yeah, for sure. I love Jason Thomas's testimonial on the podcast recently too. That was great. Jason Thomas himself being a client of hers.
Well, guys, I think the PWBA Tour and its players, they're really changing the image of the sport. I know we've seen it kind of transition over the years into various things, but with these athletes, then they are. I mean, we've seen it. We've talked about it with what they're doing just in their hotel rooms alone, the workout plans and programs and the endurance that they need. I mean, yes, the ladies bowl many games in a day and over a couple of days. The tour initially designed so that they can have other jobs. And as we transition to the relaunch and to see how it would all work out, but to compete later in the week so they could work during the week as well. And some, it has become a lifestyle, and just following any of them on social media now, you get to see all these workouts and nutrition, and they are as finely tuned. I'll put them up against athletes of any sport from a performance and endurance and strength perspective. Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Valerie is fascinating to listen to too, as she talks about meditation, not just nutrition. That's one of the things that we got to in the story as well, and how she practices meditation, and why it's important for her to sort of keep her mind slow, keep her perspective about her, stay in possession of herself in competition. She's just a really fascinating, smart person. I really enjoy having conversations with her.
And these players are inspiring the next generation for sure, and whether it be from that perspective, from the nutrition and food, or from the bowling part, giving them something that they want to live up to. Jillian Martin, I would think, wants to be the next generation of PWBA Tour stars, of course. And there's probably young players at home now watching Bowl TV, hoping that in a few years they can be the next Jillian Martin. So it happens very, very quickly. And speaking with them in the Junior Team USA world and the events, and they're humble and they understand that role. Just some very well-spoken young bowlers who are trailblazers, with some of the rules that have allowed them to compete in these events. And it's only getting stronger from there. And then whatever steps they take after this, they're only getting better. And then the pool is only getting better as well.
There's another look at that beautiful game that she has, and a pretty nice shot there, but light 2-pin.
Turning into quite a match here. Just one pin separating her and Angie. Angie a chance to take the lead back with a double in the ninth. A note from JT, Aaron McCarthy back on it. An opportunity at 269 still after a little bit slower start out of the gates here in round 2 of match play at the Bowlers Journal Classic, part of the Kickoff Classic Series. 3 events in one on the national tour and 1 regional event as well. We have, as we mentioned, the Bowlers Journal Classic, our first event, followed by the ITRC Classic on Friday and Saturday. On Sunday, we'll switch it up to the regional competition before we kick off the Hall of Fame Classic on Monday and Tuesday. A little bit different format for that one. We talked about the 9 games of qualifying yesterday, the 12 games match play today to set up the top 4 for the stepladder finals. Only 24 players will be advancing to the Hall of Fame Classic. That'll be based off of their 18-game qualifying totals from the Bowlers Journal Classic and the ITRC Classic. All pinfall will drop after that. 24 games of round-robin match play with everyone starting at 0 should make for plenty of chaos. And the top 5 will advance to that stepladder final.
We like chaos. That's where the stories come from, buddy.
Certainly so. And the one aspect we really haven't talked too much about is that there's going to be a third pattern as well for that event. So, you needed to kind of master 2 patterns to make it to that event. And then after all that hard work and all those games, you still got a third pattern to figure out. So we'll be excited to see that. That will not be released for a couple of days, I believe, right before their practice session on Sunday for that. But they have their work cut out for them this week. A lot of games, a lot of grueling moments at the ITRC. We've talked so much about the characteristics from pair to pair, and all of that goes into one just 7-day bowling session.
Still a tight match here, and with Ramirez stepping up. Is she working? Is that her working on a double, guys?
That is a double.
Okay.
Opportunity to get to 246 and shut out Valerie here.
Yeah.
It's her first shot in the 10th, and
Whoops.
That is the
second balk of the match. Yeah.
Her do that.
Yeah.
Aaron, she heard you from all the way downstairs.
Too loud.
Just wait. Which every shot we're getting closer to that position around. Aaron's gonna lose. Do you need to go stretch? What point in this block do you need to go get ready to physically be able to handle the excitement?
I feel it'll be important to have some type of nutrition make sure I got the right type of energy for it, and maybe a glass of water as well, just to kind of get prepared. So we'll have to look forward to that in a couple of games. But yeah, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. I'll find a way. If I have to sneak away for a second to prepare to potentially yell scores out, I'll sign me up. I'll do it.
Well, the good news is, if you get hurt in the process, we do have a nurse on standby.
This is true.
She can help you remotely. She can't come up and help you in person, but she can help you over Bowl TV.
Yep.
Technology wins once again. So there we go, folks.
All
After
right,
the reset. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Say another couple shots like that, and Angie Ramirez wins as well. So
Yeah, if she gets this strike, it's done, right? She's got the bonus pins.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, she's already into the 230s here, so she's already
So
shut
it's already
out.
done.
Yep.
Okay.
So big win for Angie as she continues toward the top four. Valerie, still an opportunity to shoot 227 here, so certainly not a loss game, but those extra 30 always nice to have in the back pocket.
Which always makes me wonder, when you're in a bonus pin format, what do you guys prefer if you're in the shoes of these players? Do you prefer to win with a 170 so that it turns out to really be a 200 game, or do you prefer to lose shooting 230 so that at least you still shot 230?
That's a fair comparison. I mean, when you put one up against the other, obviously you take the loss with the 230 because you're walking away with more. But I'm sure there's some frustration that you kind of have to manage throughout the course of that. Especially depending on the scoring pace, with it being a little bit higher. And I don't think we've seen it yet today throughout match play, but, there really haven't been any like 260 to 250 games yet, or 270 to 260. But we've certainly seen some good games, notably Shannon O'Keefe's 236 to start off last block to get run over by a 289 from Danielle McEwen. So, I mean, you're walking away, you're saying, I did a lot of things right that game, but where's my bonus?
Yeah.
So 234 for Angie, max now for Valerie, 215. So she slowed down a little bit after the strong start of that game. So back to the drawing board to continue her quest to the top four. John Mark, I know you are going to head out here after this game, but I believe you're going to be back a little bit later today. Is that correct?
That's right, for the pregame, starting, I believe, at 7:30, right? So about an hour, almost a little more than an hour from now.
Well, that'll be 8:30 your time.
8:30 my time. Thank you. Yeah, I'm out on the East Coast.
But yes, we'll have a quick pregame show before the stepladder finals kickoff at 9 p.m. Eastern. So at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, that'll be the time. We'll be back on Facebook Live as well as here on Bowl TV with the pregame show. John Mark, Matt, and Stephanie Johnson, who will be our commentator for the stepladder finals, We'll be recapping kind of what we saw here in the top four and talking about all the great stuff that'll be coming up later today. I'll join the broadcast a little bit later on as well. So as we finish up 234 to 215, John Mark, thank you once again for the great storytelling. Always great to sit down and chat with you in these scenarios. Hopefully we get to do it a few more times throughout the course of the week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. And of course, thanks to Bowlers Journal for supporting this great event, the kickoff, right? The Bowlers Journal Classic here, the first event of the 2021 PWBA Tour season.
Looks like we still have go ahead, Matt.
No, I was going to brag again that some lucky reader is going to get to read all of those stories for free for the rest of his or her life. Which, hopefully it's a young reader too.
That would be the most bang for the buck in that situation, yes. We'll wrap up at game number 3 here with a close match between Ashley Galante and Christy Leon. Christy with the 4-pin advantage as Ashley steps up for her first shot in the 10th. Max scores 218 and 214. Nice shot there from Ashley to kick things off. Double put or puts the pressure on Christy. So we head into the second half of the block. Folks, as Matt mentioned, during our stepladder finals, we're going to have multiple giveaways. So this is part of the excitement of being part of or being a Bowl TV subscriber is having giveaway opportunities, and we've given some stuff away throughout the course of the week already, and we're going to do so again in this block. Just so you know, it'll be coming up here in the next few games. Potentially, while we're waiting for position round, we'll have our next giveaway. But during the stepladder finals, as Matt mentioned, the lifetime subscription to Bowlers Journal International, the bowling magazine of all bowling magazines, more than 100 years in existence. I believe coming up on 108 now. John Mark is the editor. So many great writers, so much great bowling history captured in those pages. So that's a phenomenal treat. We're going to be giving away 3 bowling balls. One from Rotogrip, one from Brunswick, one from Storm. We'll get more details on that as we get into the broadcast, but you can walk away with a high-performance bowling ball as well. And then finally, our grand prize, a PS4. So we have all that to get as a Bowl TV subscriber. The options $79.95 for annual, $9.95 for monthly. Both of those are recurring subscriptions. Event pass for all 4 stepladder finals of the Kickoff Classic, which starts tonight with the Bowlers Journal Classic final, $12.95, or specifically for the Bowlers Journal Classic, $4.95 to watch tonight. So, for any folks who like to do the odds, we talked about Jillian with the stats earlier and taking care of some homework. As a great shot there by Christy Leong to put herself in position to get this win. That's a pretty good deal to potentially walk home with 5 great prizes. So, folks, if you want to get there now, get it taken care of, go to Join Bowl TV. If you're on desktop, it's below the video. If you're in the chat, if you go to the tabs above, it's the second one from the chat. Or if you're on mobile, top right-hand corner, there's the 4-box window pane. Check that out. That'll take you to the Join Bowl TV page to get all squared away. And we can't talk about this without bringing our main man, Jason Thomason. So, JT,
what are you guys talking about?
Just giveaways and cool stuff. So we were talking about, what do you got there? There it is.
Yeah.
Can I argue? Can I agree to disagree here for the record? If I'm a bowling fan and I'm watching the best ladies in the world on Bowl TV, a channel specifically for bowling, and all of those great prizes, I don't know that the PS4 is the grand prize in my eyes at all. I mean,
well, of course not.
3 bowling balls and lifetime subscription to Bowlers Journal magazine. That alone would want me to call Valerie and get on the program and live longer so I can have more issues of Bowlers Journal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we might put Bowlers Journal out of business if everybody becomes a Valerie client. Well, so yeah, I mean, have you guys ever played Mario Kart, the game Mario Kart?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I was just playing with Mike Flanagan over here on the PlayStation 4, and we're about to watch the bowling version of Mario Kart here, the last 3 games. That's what this is going to be. There's going to be blue shells flying. There's going to be red shells. There's going to be explosions. It's going to be epic. There he is. There he is.
JT, they don't make Mario Kart for that platform.
Oh,
we were playing that on
why you gotta ruin it for
on
me?
A Switch or something.
I basically, I think we have every platform at my house for my son, except for PlayStation 4. So if he's watching, he's going to be really jealous right now.
And here I was thinking you were lifting that box up with the console in it, and you guys took it out, trying to play Mario Kart. It's not working. But yes, it's going to be. And we've been talking about with John Mark. Just there's so much possibility to jump up and down the standings here for that final spot. Our top 3 players, Aaron McCarthy, Danielle McEwen, and Shannon O'Keefe, have kind of made a little distance between that 4th spot. But it's a free for all for that last spot.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. So stay tuned.
All right, folks, end of game 3, heading into game 4. We'll say goodbye to Jason for now, but he will be back as well. For Matt and I, we're going to step away for a quick second as we get into game number 4. So, folks, thank you again for joining us here for the Bowlers Journal Classic. Just a couple games left to go before that all-important position round. and we know our top 4 for the stepladder finals tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. So we'll be right back here on Bowl TV. And remember, folks, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the PWBA Bowlers Journal Classic taking place at the International Training and Research Center in Arlington, Texas. My name is Aaron Smith. Alongside Matt Cannizzaro, we'd like to thank our guest, John Mark Manzione, who joined us for the first 3 games here of the final round of match play. Just 3 games left to determine our top 4 for tonight's Step Ladder Finals, which will take place at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on BowlTV.com. We do have an update of standings after Game 3 here, and Danielle McEwen continues to lead. She's now 8-1 in match play and at plus 736, and nearly 100 pins ahead of Erin McCarthy, who's in second, plus 645. Shannon O'Keefe, plus 541. Those 3 have been in the top 3 this entire final block so far. In 4th place, still maintaining that spot, Valerie Bercier, plus 468. So 215 last game, but with the loss, missed out on some bonus pins. She is 15 pins ahead of Lindsay Boomershine, who's at plus 453. Angie Ramirez Perea at plus 401. Missy Parkin, plus 384. Ashley Galante, plus 374. And Maria Jose Rodriguez, plus 370. A little bit farther back, Jillian Martin, plus 312. Christy Leong at plus 149, and Maria Bolanova at minus 15, rounding out to 12 players left in our field. Currently on the featured pairs here on our main commentary channel. On lanes 1 and 2, we have Angie Ramirez taking on Danielle McEwen, and on lanes 3 and 4, Jillian Martin taking on Missy Parkin. But for you good folks watching on Bowl TV, you are able to switch around to different channels. You're not just relegated to our channel and what we're chatting about, but the opportunity to watch every pair in play. If you go below the video here on BowlTV.com, if you're watching on desktop, you can select the channels to watch without commentary. We're going to go, Matt Canizzaro's with us as well. So, Matt, we're rejoining the show here, and I think we got a memorable scene coming up here for our good folks who we've been talking about giveaways today and multiple bowling balls to give away. And I'm just stalling to make him hold all these. But Jason Thomas,
what are you doing to me, man? They're so heavy.
I assume they were empty, but if they're not, Jason Thomas, we have 3 bowling balls to give away later tonight during the Stepladder Finals, and that is a great representation of what we're giving away. So
these are the actual balls. Well, 2 of them are. The bottom 2 here are the real McCoy that will be given away. The storm ball will be a ball of your choice. So that is. This also represents the amount of weight I have lost since the start of the pandemic.
Well, there we go. So a great representation, 3 bowling balls, and you're even getting a workout now.
It's heavy, but you know, I'm fit now, guys.
I like it. You wouldn't catch me doing that. So,
but yeah, these are the balls. So tonight we're going to give them away on the show in addition to the PS4. So you're going to want to get that subscription if you haven't already.
Absolutely. Thanks, JT. We'll let you put those down now and get some. Oh, Mike Flanagan with the assist as well. Everybody's getting to work out down there at the ITRC. Excellent flex. We'll see you guys later.
I think Angie Ramirez just stopped bowling again real quick. she saw the gun flex and she stepped off. So good stuff, JT. Good stuff. Wow, all the cool things. And I thought the coolest thing we were going to give away tonight was going to be a trophy and $10,000, but it just keeps getting better.
Certainly does, Matt. We've definitely been having a little fun, and for the folks who are wondering about the bowling balls being part of that giveaway. The Roto Grip ball is the RSTX1, and the Brunswick ball is the Knockout. As JT mentioned, the Storm ball, the winner will get to decide So that should be fun. I'm going to assume it's in the current product line. You just can't go out there and like request an eraser boost or a tour power or anything cool like that. But gonna guess that's from the current line. But a big thank you to all three of those companies, are proud sponsors here on the PWBA tour, for their continued support on the gold level.
That would be a pretty sweet loophole, though, if you just throw out any name in the history of bowling and you got the hookup. So, well, only one way to find out: be the winner and ask the question. Right? You don't know until you ask.
That's true. That's what I would do. I would, because like at Storm, they have that whole wall with all like every bowling ball ever made. So I would start there and then eventually work your way to the new stuff. Not sure how well it'll match up to today's conditions, but definitely some gems out there for sure.
So far today, speaking of gems, Danielle McEwen has put up some gems, and she is our tournament leader. See, as you mentioned, give the quick rundown. Just less than 100 pins with a couple games to go here. So trying to solidify that top spot for the step ladder and make it much easier. One game for the title to remain the only woman to win a PWBA Tour event at the ITRC. It's hard to believe that was the only event, and it was back in 2015, and we didn't have one since. But I absolutely will defer to the experts on those stats about the schedule over the years. I mean, it sounds right for sure, but wow, it also doesn't feel like 6 years ago.
I think that's the crazy part as well, as John Mark mentioned earlier on the show, that she won that title, I believe, at 24. So now pushing a number we're not allowed to say on the air, but that's but at the same time, that's kind of the path we've gotten to see these players. And Matt, you mentioned yesterday when we were talking to Shannon and Stephanie that your tenure in this job environment has been as long as they've been on Team USA, and I'm since 2009 with the women's championships, and outside of a few years have been pretty involved since 2013. So it's crazy to think how much we've actually grown up watching these players. It's it just becomes so many folks, like there's people who have remember certain aspects of just crazy stats about sports, and we just happen to be the bowling guys with that stuff. So it's stuff I never think I would know about, all these players with titles and wins and runner-up finishes and all that craziness. But that's what we're in with this Bowl TV lifestyle now. So it's fun, exciting. I'm rambling, but that's okay.
We do. I mean, the continuity certainly makes it much easier to do the job that we do and tell the stories and add those little details that make it that much better. For example, we talked about Missy Parkin and her victory coming at the 2011 Queens in Syracuse. So guess what? I was at that event, right? I saw that happen. I wrote the story. So some insight there. I know where to find the story if I need to look back at the details. So we're not yet at the point where, well, we're getting close based on this conversation about the ITRC, but where things start to blur and the years run together. But I'll tell you what, something to strive for, Aaron, and we still have a couple years. But you haven't lived until you sat in a committee meeting. One side of the table is Fran Deacon. The other side of the table is Bill Spigner and Lyle Zykes, right? So you have the PBA covered, you have the PWBA covered, and the amount of information and stats and knowledge being tossed back and forth between the two sides of the table, and who was the runner-up at the All-Star in 1960. It was unbelievable. That is what I aspire to be. I want to be that person to the next generation of you and me. So that is my goal. My goal isn't going to be to win a title on Bowl TV. I know that ship is long sailed, but to be that in the bowling industry someday about these events, I would be perfectly happy with that.
There we go. We're setting goals out here, folks. That's what we're doing. Crowning champions, giving stuff away, setting goals. But Matt, yes, there have been a few events in Texas since that tour championship win in 2015. most notably going back to the 2017 U.S. Women's Open in Plano, Texas, at Plano Super Bowl, a fun event for sure. Of course, at Plano as well in 2018, Stephanie Johnson winning the Players' Championship. So a few opportunities here in the great state of Texas to compete, but not at the ITRC in Arlington. So, yeah, we've mentioned a few times Danielle with her vast Team USA experience, as well as some years with Junior Team USA, has basically been coming here since the RTRC Open in 2010.
Also, not to put any added pressure on the 4 finalists today, but the last professional TV show, right, game bowled at the ITRC set the bar kind of high for excitement. Right? Am I wrong? Tommy Jones shooting 300.
That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I know Darren's in the chat right now, so I'm sure he's having fond memories as well. Sorry, Darren, that Matt went there on that, but yeah, that's an incredible moment as well, and all part of that. The ITRC has been so great for so many events over the course of the year. We look at some smaller events like the beginning of the Super Senior Classic. In those first few years, Carrie Painter winning the first one, and to see where that event has grown. The Prairie View A&M Invitational, most years has visited the ITRC for that event. That's always a great experience, and it's just been fun to see what that center has to offer. And now on the national level, once again, PBA and PWBA is pretty special too.
All right, and we get to live all the memories and all the excitement, Aaron Smith. Unbelievable.
And quite a matchup here on 1 and 2 right now. Danielle and Angie exchanging strikes. Oh. Come on, 8-pin. We don't need that kind of nonsense in our lives. Jillian in a good position, though, to take the victory here. 236 still out there with a spare conversion. As we get toward the end of game number 4, taking a look at live scoring. Once again, available at pwba.com, or if you're in the chat, just look at the tabs above that, find the info tab, and that will lead you one click to all the great information here on the Bowlers Journal Classic. You can find that link as well. A little bit lower scoring match on 5 and 6 between Ashley Galante and Shannon O'Keefe. Pretty close match between Erin McCarthy and Valerie Bercier on 7 and 8. 15-pin advantage heading into the 9th for Maria Balanova against Maria Jose Rodriguez. And Lindsay Boomershine and Christy Leong in a tight match, getting ready for the 10th frame over there. Christy with the advantage, working on a strike.
Here we've got some characters in the chat. I think that makes this so much more fun. Kind of reminiscent of the old YouTube days, and I've been watching on StreamYard this whole time. I've been seeing only our chat where we talk about behind the scenes stuff here and who's coming up next and all that stuff. But I've been missing a whole nother world in the Bowl TV chats.
It gets wild, Maddie. It gets wild. So once again, a big thank you to everyone for taking the time to set up a login, set up a subscription, whichever it may be. As the friendly reminder, a subscription will be needed for the Step Ladder Finals tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Just a couple hours away, our first champion of the 2021 PWBA Tour season will happen. It's still pretty crazy to think about. I woke up this morning after our long day of qualifying yesterday, and it's you get in the routine of those type of days and kind of get used to waking up and you're like, okay, all right, I know what I got to do. And I'll admit I wasn't prepared for that long day yesterday. I was not. I woke up today, I was groggy, but this bowling, Jillian Martin's 299, the position round coming up, step ladder final, you got to be excited.
You need a catchphrase then. You need to pull out something. I mean, everybody's got theirs, and in that moment, if that 4-pin goes down, you need to now know for next time. I know sometimes it's in the moment, and then that's where it develops. But channel your inner Brockmeyer and
You're hitting a very small community there with that reference, but I like it.
And just have your thing, have it ready, and let it go.
Danielle McCune's going to need a little bit of help on that one. Getting up the hill does not make it. She's going to collect the victory here over Angie Ramirez Perea, but a chance to get to 269 there. Now going to drop to 247 with the 2-8. Missy Parkin 192 with the spare conversion. No problem there on the single pin in a loss to Jillian Martin 235, who's still a big game or two away from putting herself right in the mix. Let's see what else we got going on here across the ITRC. Let's head over to, let's see, those matches are just about done. Let's head over to 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Valerie Bercier versus Erin McCarthy on lane 7 and 8 to your right. Ashley Galante versus Shannon O'Keefe on 5 and 6 to your left. Valerie already in the books at 202. Erin looking at a 2-8 of her own. And we'll need to pick up the spare to collect the bonus pits. And Ashley shows her how it's done right there.
So here's a question, Aaron. As we get ready, we get amped up for the step ladder. Are you going to go back and watch that 299 video one or two more times just to get yourself going?
I actually watched it in between the break when I was loading up the archive video. So I wanted to get since I kind of blacked out while it was happening, I was just going crazy. So I had to hear what I actually said. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
And it looks like JT is ready to go as well. An update coming to us live from inside the ITRC. JT.
Not really an update so much as a, warning to the fans at home to put your seatbelts on, because we are about to enter the final two games, and so we've got obviously the position round, the final game. So that there's going to be a little break between that. We'll tally up the scores, and everybody will pair off into their respective groups. But this is it right here. This game right here is where separates the champions from the ones that just get checks. So you're going to see some players raising their level. The lanes look a little bit tricky right now. So this is the time. I think I've said it to Aaron Smith many times over the years, where sometimes you just got to make a good shot. And this is the game right now where it's not about figuring out ball motion right now. It's about executing and shooting a big game when you need to give yourself a chance to win this tournament.
And that was a pretty big shot there for Ashley Galante. Definitely could have gotten a strike there. 9-pin left to sand. That 7-pin fell a little bit late. Drops her max down to 199. Which is going to make it a little bit easier here for Shannon O'Keefe to collect the victory. 9 spare strike would be 200 even. So Shannon, in a little bit better position right now than.
Yeah, but she needs these pins. I mean, any cushion you can get is great, and she's fallen back enough to where she could be caught by 2 people. So getting these extra 30 is huge with 2 to go. You guys want to bet on whether she gets it or not? I actually already know the answer.
No, JT. we do not bet on Bull TV here.
There's no betting at Bushwood, sir. And I never sliced.
There we go.
Damn.
Well, that looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's how you throw it when you need to, put your foot on the opponent's neck.
And I think that's something you talked about, and the progression of Shannon O'Keefe over the past few seasons to going from someone who, we always go back to that 2015 U.S. Women's Open with the photo after the washout in the 10th frame to Liz Johnson. But, you talked a lot about her knowing what she's going to do in these situations when she's in a tense situation, her tendencies, how to just make the shot instead of trying to essentially, almost overbowl the situation. She just has that particular shot in her bag when she knows she can make it.
Yeah, I mean, she's just so good when she needs it. She can raise the level of her game and just say, hey, I'm just going to make my best shot. I know what I can get away with, what I can't. And this is the time to, do what I know how to do.
So with that double, a chance to get to 221 now, has the victory. As it starts to get quiet around the ITRC as we prepare for Game 5. Excellent finish there.
Not a big surprise that the greatest bowler in the world right now was able to go off the sheet with the last 5 to pull out 220 and 30 bonus pins when she absolutely needed to hold off a bunch of people that are breathing down her neck.
We would expect nothing less. JT, we got another giveaway coming up in the in between games 5 and 6. Just so you're prepared, we're going to be announcing that soon. So
it's the Fitbit, right?
It's the Fitbit. We got another Fitbit, folks.
Yeah, I'm up to 28,462 miles of walking today. So yeah, I need another Fitbit to keep track of all the other miles I'm going to be doing between this one and the stepladder.
I think it's about 8 steps between where I'm at and where my little bag of stacks is at. So.
All right, guys. Well, enjoy the final 2 games. It's going to be pretty crazy.
All right. Thanks, JT. We'll see you soon.
All right. Your Fitbit needs a Fitbit, Aaron Smith. Very important.
Now, folks, once again, as we prepare for this next game, the Bowlers Journal Classic, the first of 3 events or 3 national events here at the Kickoff Classic Series, the ITRC Classic taking place Friday and Saturday. We'll crown a champion on Saturday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern once again. The Arlington Regional will take place on Sunday. That's a one-day event, qualifying and bracket, all taking place all on Bowl TV. And then starting Monday, going into Tuesday, the Hall of Fame Classic. So we have 3 national events, 3 national tour titles of the 20 being handed out this season, an increase in national events from 14 to 16, or from 14 to 20. So 6 extra events in there in the 2021 season compared to 2019 and what we have scheduled for 2020, along with an additional $400,000 plus in prize fund for these athletes. The Kickoff Classic Series, a new twist to the tour as well in 2021. We have 3 of these scheduled throughout the course of the season, essentially giving us almost a full year of PWBA action. We have this one in January. The tour starts up in its regular fashion in April. Another Kickoff Classic in August right here at the ITRC. And finally, in October and into November, the final edition of the Kickoff Classic. So 3 of those. And the excitement that it's going to come down in that final one, it's, even though it's really, really far away when we kind of look at it now, but the opportunity to collect points throughout the course of that event, you have to bowl you have to bowl well enough to make it to the final event. So Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, so many angles that we'll be able to discuss heading into that in October and November. But right now we are going to go to our Bowl TV booth inside the ITRC. We're going to see our good buddy Matt McNeil.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We're doing
What's up,
well.
other Matt? Yeah, things looking good for the storm crew down there. These these last couple of games, and obviously a little bit of a roller coaster at times. But we wanted to touch base, with Danielle McHugh and just kind of making some separation out there. Tell us first about what you're seeing from her today, and what are the keys to success have been for her.
Yeah, she's just, she's a champion. She's doing champion things. She's controlling the front to back. She's making good moves. She's executing at a high level. She's staying focused, sticking to her process. And that's what you need to do to lead a tournament out here. It's a lot of tough competition, but she's doing that better than anybody right now.
Right now she's the front runner, but you've also got a few players who have been in the mix and out and in and out for much of the day. And now with a couple games to go, very close, still a lot of potential for those last spots. What is it going to take to get Angie on track here and potentially as well?
Well, Angie's been throwing urethane most of the day. It's just kind of come down to if it's a pair where the fronts hook a little more, just based off of topography or the wear and tear on the surface. And we're just kind of flopping around between a pitch purple and a pitch black. So we just try to identify the trend of the pair early. She's got good notes. We got good notes. So we're just trying to get her on track with the right ball. And then it just comes down to execution. Just making sure she puts the shot on line and gives it a chance to strike, and then making sure she's good on her second ball focus, which she's been really, really good today. Yesterday was a little shaky, I think, and is shaky for some others, but she's been really, really good on her second ball focus. I think that's allowed her to be more competitive today.
Now, Mr. McNeil, I'm going to wrap it up with a very odd question for you. But there's multiple opportunities because I'm trying to tell what color your mask is. So which Storm bowling ball most represents the color of your mask today?
I think this is like the original teal Storm. Like this is straight 1993, 94, straight teal Storm, the original. Can't get any better than Storm teal.
There we go. All right, sir. Appreciate the insight on the lanes, and of course, the comparison off the lanes as well. Top notch as always. I was actually going to go teal as well, but thank you for that, and we'll let you get back to it to see if you can get a few folks to the Step Ladder Finals tonight.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, Aaron Smith, I know you're always trying to get me to go out there and bowl again, and I think if you could guarantee a couple practice sessions and Matt McNeil being my ball rep for the event or two, I might be in for that.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice offer to have. I'm sure we could make that happen in some way or the other. We get to see Matt at plenty of events. We just got to make sure you have your equipment with you.
Well, first, can we turn this somehow into a Bowl TV or a Bowl.com or Bowler's Journal feature of some sort to chronicle it and journal and vlog and all the things?
A different kind of comeback story, right?
Well, we'll see how good those guys really are. If they can help this guy find success, then they are award winning, no doubt.
All right, let's take a look, see if we got some updated standings here. Big shout out to the crew, to Neil Milligan, Rob Gottschall, Caitlin Nelson, all helping out down there with the scoring this week. We do have scores updated after 19 total games after 4 of this block. Danielle McEwen continuing to lead the way, 247 that game. She's 9-1 plus 813 ahead of Erin McCarthy, who's at plus 686. So some separation there between first and second. Shannon O'Keefe, JT talked about that win with 221. She's at 592. So she's got a little room to work with. Valerie Bercier's been holding on to that 4th spot, but it is close. She's at plus 470. Lindsay Boomershine at plus 466. And just 41 pins back, Angie Ramirez-Perea plus 429. A little bit farther back, plus 377. 93 pins out of the cut right now. Jillian Martin, Missy Parkin right behind that, plus 376. Ashley Galante plus 373. And then Maria Jose Rodriguez, 133 back with 2 to go, plus 337. So the Mario Kart reference was fair and just by JT earlier, because that's it's a whole lot of excitement going on there. All right, we got the scores up for you to click on as well through game number 4 of this block, 19 overall. Taking a look across the house. Over on lanes 1 and 2, Missy Parkin versus Shannon O'Keefe. On 3 and 4, Valerie Bercier versus Danielle McEwen. Big match right there. Christy Leong versus Jillian Martin right in front of us on 5 and 6. Over on 7 and 8. Angie Ramirez-Perea against Maria Balanova. Over on 9 and 10, Lindsay Boomershine against Ashley Galante. And on 11 and 12, Maria Jose Rodriguez needs a big game and has started off with a pretty strong effort here. Bear 4 in a row, taking on Erin McCarthy. I think after the shot here, we might make a move to 1 through 4 with some of those players in the mix. So let's hang tight. And get the Matt and Aaron close up for just a second. Get to see that nice Florida Gators bowling ball back there, Maddie.
That's it. I'm glad you caught me when I was looking at the screen and not looking at this text message from somebody throwing up about the idea of looking at these faces. I don't understand. If this is not a selling point of Bull TV, I don't know what is.
All right, so Valerie versus Danielle on 3 and 4, and Missy and Shannon O'Keefe on 1 and 2. It's been interesting how so many players have just hung around throughout the course of this, where, you know, we've seen Missy as high as 2nd and as low as, I believe, 9th throughout the course of match play today. And that middle of the pack has just been so congested, with everyone kind of, you know, having their struggles, having their big games, moving up 2, down 1. And it's just been so great to just be back in that element of craziness. It's been fun. JT mentioning that it's big time game for Missy here. Again, she's a little bit farther back. I think 94 pins. Valerie, but Lindsay Boomershine and Valerie just 4 pins apart for the final spot right now. I mentioned Lindsay was on the high end of the house, I believe on 9 and 10. She was having some struggles out of the gate. Pair of opens in her first 3 frames, but bounced back with a double in the 4th and the 5th, taking on Ashley Galante. Folks in the chat, we've all seen the standings. We've seen that that mix of players who are kind of competing for that 4th spot. Who do you think is going to get that final spot? We'll do a poll as we wait to get into the position round, but just want to hear it from the chat as well. Who do you think is going to get that 4th spot? It's looking pretty good for Danielle, Aaron, and Shannon, but who do you think is going to get that 4th spot? Let us know in the chat. One pin matchup right now between Parkin and O'Keefe. First sign of trouble so far for Danielle McEwen. Shannon trips the 4 pin. She's staring down the 3, 6, 7, 10. Didn't lose any count, working on a strike. But we'll give a few pins back there, just taking off the 3. Chance for Valerie to add on to her lead, as well as getting a little closer to those 30 bonus pins, which are going to be pretty big heading into this final game. Taking a look in the chat here, we got Tony, Kimberly, both saying Valerie, Monique as well, John saying Angie, Hosan saying Valerie looks like the better chance, but he's rooting for Lindsay. Pinkster, Lindsay Boomershine. We got Jillian Martin as well from funbowl.youth. Tabitha says Lindsay Boomershine. Lisa says Lindsay as well. So does Chris. Keep it coming, folks.
Who do you say, Aaron Smith?
I'm going to say the one who knocks down the most pins. Not a good answer there, I know, but
I mean, it's hard to choose between your 12 favorite players, of course.
that's true. And to be honest, looking at kind of how this game is developing, it makes it a lot easier to say Valerie. We mentioned a few early opens from Lindsay. Valerie, 6 out of 7 here, in position to get the win as well. Lindsay still has some work to do for that. So that's going to be the, I guess this, looking at this, just at the plain stats, that's going to make the most sense right now. Is that Valerie's going to be probably in that 4th spot heading into this final game.
It's very responsible of you to always go with the numbers, not with your heart. That's what we do. We report facts, right? So, but I'm looking forward to just sitting back and listening, watching you guys during the position round. I'll appreciate it for all that it is.
Our good buddy Nick Hoagland stopping by the Bowl TV chat as well, reminding us that 3 and 4. The highest scoring pair in the house yesterday. So that was a good note from Nick when we had him on the Bowl TV broadcast during qualifying yesterday. So Nick, thanks for joining us again. Folks, we talked about a lot today, but be sure to check out social media as well for the PWBA, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, IG story as well. I know Mike and Kim have been going crazy with it. So a big shout out to them for all the hard work they've been putting in from the ITRC and remote as well. They've been with us in this journey. We appreciate it. And we're looking forward to see this first tournament come to an end and continue to work to just keep knocking it out for the rest of this week. Missy keeps her 1-pin advantage with a strike in the 8th. As JT said, this is a huge 30 pins for Missy if she can get them. Flat 10 for Valerie. Still in great position to get the victory here. Danielle's still hanging around, though. Big double after the 3, 6, 7, 10 in the 6th frame. Going to have a chance to put the pressure on here in the 9th and the 10th. And Matt, just kind of looking at the scores across the house, it looks like our competitors here on 1 through 4 are really the only ones putting up chance for some big games, I should say. Other than 11 and 12, some struggles kind of across the board. It's looking like Maria Jose Rodriguez can still get to 247 and collect a victory over Aaron McCarthy, who has a max at 236. Maria a little bit farther back, however. Currently 133 back of Valerie and potentially not gaining ground on her. So right now, this is Valerie's spot to attempt to put some distance between her and the rest of the field for an opportunity at this first step ladder final of 2021.
So it wouldn't totally be the end of the world if they save some of the excitement for the step ladder and those customers who if they miss it, certainly they're going to be very disappointed. So that would be a terrific sales tool to have a calm and effortless position round. We ease into it, and then things go crazy with the fireworks, and then boom, Bold TV subscribers like crazy for the next step ladder coming up this weekend.
Well, hopefully we have a match or two, just like what's happening on 1 and 2 right now. 1-pin match. Shannon O'Keefe delivers the first strike in the 10th. So Missy will have to match exactly what Shannon does in order to win by a pin. Back-to-back single pin conversions there for Valerie. Her back score now 247. It's going to give Danielle a chance to apply some pressure here with a couple more strikes. She still has 243 out there. But first, lane 1, O'Keefe. Just impressive to watch, folks. Just impressive. It's been so good over the past few seasons and showing up in those moments. And, we saw those in so many stepladder finals in 2019 when she put together an incredible 11-2 record on TV, both national and on Bold TV in those championship round appearances, but just always making those big shots to put the pressure on her opponent. And sometimes that's all you need to do in those situations. JT is going to join us again. JT, what's up?
I've got some insider information in front of me right here on this piece of paper. It's real information. I have the positioning for the position round. So which bowlers are going to be bowling where? So on lanes 1 and 2, we'll have the 7 and 8 position. On lanes 3 and 4, we'll have the 9 and 10 position. On 5 and 6, we'll have the 11 and 12 position. And then 7 and 8 will have the 1 and 2 bowlers, 9 and 10 the 3 and 4 bowlers, and 11 and 12 the 5 and 6 bowlers. So I think you're going to be wanting to watch 9, 10, 11, 12, and 1 and 2. And then I don't think there's going to be much of a match there for the lead. I think that's going to be wrapped up. But those other lanes are really going to have the action.
That's what we like to see, JT. Thank you for the insight there. We will plan to move the cameras as Missy delivers that first strike. She'll need one more and good count to sneak out a humongous win. Kind of a last gasp for her to make the top 4. Needed to do something major, and Shannon O'Keefe put up 254. Might not be enough here.
Yeah, that was huge. That strike that Missy threw, and these are the ones you got to have if you want to win out here on tour.
Looks like Danielle the spare to kick off the 10th. Now down to 2 at 22. So Valerie will just need a decent count here on her first shot to lock up the win. It looks like really not getting challenged from the rest of the field this game. We'll probably create a little room between her and 5th spot heading into.
Did you guys hear that noise? Did you guys hear that loud booming noise?
Was that Missy strike?
That was Drew Parkin slapping it out in California. Missy just stayed alive there. That was huge.
She'll just need 7 pins now to secure the victory. That would be 255. Missy at plus 376, 94 back. So she is going to gain some here on Valerie. Valerie can max out at 247. So even if it's just a couple pins, you never know. But if Valerie unable to throw the double, going to inch Missy just closer.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
That's all we're asking for.
Yes.
Excellent game. Excellent match. 258 to 254. 2 longtime standouts putting on a show here.
This also makes what Valerie does here very important. I thought that was huge because, you open there, yeah, you get the 20, but you lose another 30 pins, and all of a sudden Missy's in striking distance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a great point. How, even though in great position to collect the win, it's a situation where you could potentially win and lose at the same time. So getting that first mark, getting that out of the way, taking all the, extra drama out of trying to make a spare right now, always a good thing.
Best kind of a mark is what, guys?
A strike.
A strike, exactly. Wait do you see what she's going to leave here? I don't think I've ever seen anybody leave what she's about to leave.
JT seen into the future.
What?
Oh wow! Yeah, I've done that before.
But she throws out on the first ball. All of a sudden, you got a 40 pin difference, and really that's only a 10 pin difference, right? Because whoever wins that match is gonna slide 30 pins closer. Although she's gonna be in the 3-4 match.
And
Valerie, that is.
And even thinking about if that happened on the first match, just the count lost, she would be in a position to
lose.
Pretty much, she would have to get 4 of them to tie and actually make the spare to get the victory in that situation. So, yeah, that's as you said, the easiest way to mark. Just knock them all down the first time.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And she's happy this game's over because she was losing it there towards the end. That ball was starting to burn up, and it was getting a little lazy. And so she's going to have now 5 minutes to practice to get a little bit of a different look, and that's going to be huge for Valerie.
Absolutely, and it looks like we are just about done across the house here. So, JT, as you mentioned, we'll have a quick break to calculate the scores. Quick 5-minute practice, and then it's position round time, folks. So we're excited. We know you are as well. So JT, we'll let you get ready for that, and we'll prepare our giveaway coming up here between the position round, or before the start of the position round. So, Maddie, we've been talking about fitness. We're giving away another Fitbit Versa 2 here to all the good folks on BoltTV.com. So let's take a minute. Let's get that going. Once again, folks, all you have to do to enter this giveaway is click on the Submit Entry button in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen when the time comes. And you will be entered to win a Fitbit Versa 2, courtesy of Bolt TV, just for being part of the community. So we definitely appreciate that. Matt Cannizzaro, 1 game to go before our stepladder finals. Just looking at how things are shaping up, potentially a final 4 of Danielle McEwen, Aaron McCarthy, Shannon O'Keefe, and Valerie Bercier. When you look at what all those players have accomplished, doesn't get much better than that.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, there's so much talent and experience and storylines. That's how we always look at it. How can we tell this story when it's all done? And it's so easy for all of those. Nurse McCarthy, 2-time reigning player of the year, defending champ at the ITRC, and of course, potential first time. Good stuff, and look forward to seeing it, hearing it, and being a part of it.
Once again, 9 p.m. Eastern, the start time for that. Going to have a winner here as well. And once again, 5 giveaways during the stepladder finals. We're pulling out all the stops. We're going to have a pregame show. Matt Cannizzaro, John Mark Manzione, and Stephanie Johnson will be in for that. And then, of course, the stepladder finals to follow. It's going to be a lot going on. We're going to have the champion listed here in just a second with our slight delay. It looks like Darwin Weimer taking it home. So,
hey, about that, Darwin.
We know that guy. Congratulations, sir. Our marketing team will be reaching out to you soon to collect that prize. So, very awesome, very cool. And JT's got it right there.
Hi, Darwin. Here's your prize.
There it is, folks.
I'm on the screen. I'm sorry. I thought I was off the screen. Yeah, that was embarrassing. But no, here it is. This is the prize that we're giving out, and like I said, it's hermetically sealed in this little bag so that there's no possibility that there could be any germs on it.
That's what we're all about. We're all about safety this week, JT.
It's important.
Absolutely. So, Darwin, congratulations once again. And as we prepare for our position round, we will take a quick break to get ready for that. Once again, the players, after they tabulate the scores, will have practice. We'll come back on once the bowling gets underway. But for right now, we've been enjoying showing you just kind of everything that Bowl TV is about here with the PWBA Tour. But there is, in fact, so much more to enjoy by subscribing to the platform. So, folks, check out this quick video, enjoy, and we'll see you soon for the position round here at the Bowlers Journal Classic at the ITRC. All right, folks. Final game here. Saw some comments about the sound. Hopefully, we have it back. I'm not sure if you're hearing us or not. Please let us know, though. But position round is here. Through the poll from our Bull TV subscribers, 70% of you said Valerie's going to hang on to that fourth spot. Here's a look at the standings heading into the final game of the Bowlers Journal Classic at the ITRC. Danielle McEwen continues to lead. She's at plus 834. Erin McCarthy at plus 700. Shannon O'Keefe at plus 646. And Valerie at plus 536, hanging on to that fourth spot. The first player out, Missy Parkin at plus 464. So that's a 72 pin difference. Lindsey Boomershine at plus 425, 111 pins out. Angie Ramirez Perea and Ashley Galante tied for seventh at plus 417, 119 back. Maria Jose Rodriguez at plus 394. And Jillian Martin at plus 359.
Well, Mr. Smith didn't quite turn out to the rousing position round that you had hoped for, but you never know. Maybe Missy will give us something exciting to watch here as things unfold. Again, otherwise, save your energy. It's been a long couple of days, so save it for the step ladder. And then get riled up and give it to him 100%.
I'll do my best, Matthew. But this is game 21 over the course of the past 2 days for these competitors on this 39-foot condition. To be in a position, you gotta feel familiar with it. If you're a player like Valerie right now, you got some room to work with. Do you take a more conservative approach, perhaps? If you kind of have that half 10 look, you just kind of say content, like, okay, I'm going to fill my frames, take my score. Or do you keep the foot on the gas here? She has a pair of 9 spares so far. You certainly don't want to run into trouble with 4 9s and 7 10s like we've seen this week. But, for you personally, what do you think the mentality is?
I think at this point, the players have done everything right, or almost everything right, to be in this position, to be in the top 4 with the one game to go, in the format on these tough conditions. So I'm not doing anything different here. 72 pins, even with the bonus pins, that's quite a swing. So a lot would have to happen well for Missy and not so well for Valerie for there to be an exchange there. So just keep doing what you're doing. Throw good shots. She's been in the pocket all week long. Make spares. That's the most important thing. Filling frames is what they do. It's not even something they have to think about. That's the goal, of course. Catch a double or two, great. But I think Valerie in very good position right now. It's Missy's to win, but they both would have to do a lot of work in their respective areas to make something happen here. So early in the match here, just a quick couple frames. I think that there's no change happening here.
No change happening here, predicted by Matt Cannizzaro. Looking across the house, nothing too crazy yet here in the position round as we prepare to get to the top 4 at the Bowlers Journal Classic here at the ITRC, part of the Kickoff Classic Series. Chance for an early double here, keeping an eye on 11 and 12 as Valerie's closest competition, Lindsey Boomershine and Missy Parkin. Lindsay with the front 4 so far. Missy not too bad herself. Strike, spare, double. So technically 280 still out there, which is essentially the type of game she's going to need to put the pressure on Valerie. You got to be thinking 250, 260 along with the win. It's kind of a all for nothing situation.
So, Aaron, I guess another good question is, in this situation, who would you rather be? Who is your more game suited toward? Are you the guy that goes out there and throws the big game when you need it and you make these things happen, or are you the one that's able to keep it all together and hold on to stay where you are? Because I've been in both places, and more times than not, I'm not going to hold on and maintain like I know Valerie probably will here, but I'm going to let it go. I'm scared. I'm bowling scared.
Yeah, I believe the competitors here in our top 12 and even in the top 36 of our field this week. Definitely not scared of the moment. We've seen Missy put on a bunch of strikes in a row before, with the spare there in, I believe, frame 5 or 6. That drops her max down to 258. So, every hit just loses a few more pins there. Is going to make it tougher and tougher for her to potentially run down that score. But Valerie's doing what she needs to do right now. Nothing too crazy. Clean through 4. Shannon O'Keefe. To kind of look at the top 3, we really don't expect too much change.
Well, considering how the day started and how it went for almost the entirety, to see it separated the way that it is right now, with the 100 pins between each position, and really a very, very far outside chance coming into this game of any change. I don't know that we saw this coming.
That's a great point. We were it was so close heading into this round, all the way to 10th spot, but it's you look at Danielle's day, low game of 205. She was able to escape with a win in this block. She's 4-1. She went 5-1 in the first block. Just really one bad game for Danielle today. 167 in game 2 after that 289 start. And then she went 245, 225, 240, 269. Continued in this block 228, 233, 205, 247, 221. So, we talked about the little hiccups across the block in throughout qualifying. She hit that early, and it's been smooth sailing ever since for the 5-time PWBA Tour champion and the last PWBA player to win a PWBA event here at the ITRC. Again, keeping an eye to our right, Lindsey Boomershine with a split in frame number 5. Her max down to 265 now. We mentioned 259. Maximum total with half a game left to go for Missy Parkin. Danielle McEwen, early lead against Erin McCarthy over on 7 and 8. Angie and Ashley were tied heading into this game. Early advantage going to Angie. And actually a rematch of our final game on 3 and 4 from our opening block, Jillian versus Maria. Not going to be any 299s, though, unfortunately, in that matchup this time. Early advantage to Maria as they hit the halfway point. Let's bring in JT here. JT?
Hey guys, I have a way of trying to figure these things out. They're very complicated, as Jean-Marc said earlier, but basically I have something I call a magic number, and it's just based on whatever the person that's closest to the person that's last on the show has left. That creates a magic number for the person that's already on the show. So right now, as we get into the 6th frame here, Valerie's magic number is 212. So if she either bowls 212 or shoots 182 or better and wins, she's in right now. And then the more times Missy Parkin misses, that magic number is going to go down.
All right, there we go. And so far for Valerie, having that number definitely within reach, but not on pace. And you don't think 182 is going to win here against Shannon. So definitely a good number to keep an eye on, especially as Missy progresses through her matchup against Lindsey Boomershine.
So that's it, guys. I'll just keep doing the math and give you updates as we go.
All right, the magic number 212. Thank you, Mr. Jason Thomas. I like this. I like magic numbers. It's like counting down to the playoff race in baseball. The magic number to secure that spot to win the division or earn the spot in the playoffs as a wild card. We get to see Missy, far right of the screen, working on a strike, and we saw her do this at the end of qualifying as well. She, I believe, struck on her last 5 shots to put herself in position. She was on A squad, so had to wait it out. Ended up being enough as Valerie connects for her 2nd strike.
So, and we know we've talked to some of the players. We have scoreboard watchers, and then we have the ones who just keep bowling until somebody tells them to stop, and it's over right down to scores. Shannon O'Keefe admitted she doesn't watch scores anymore, so she just does her thing, shot after shot. Now, if you're Valerie, are you looking at 11 and 12 at the scoreboard right now, or are you just head down doing your thing and knowing that you can't control what's happening next to you, so you do what you have to do and don't even give them a chance?
It's an excellent question there, Matt. And I would think I'd have the blinders up right now, just kind of keeping to myself, staying in my lane, waiting for my turn. Even if I have to have, Chuck or Eric come around and say, hey, it's your turn to go bowl. Just kind of keeping that just laser focus in this situation. For Missy, she did connect for the double in the 7th, so that 259 still out there. So 212 still the magic number to get to for Valerie. JT, I know you're still listening. We had a recommendation in the chat from Brian, a new podcast called JT's Magic Number. I could see this thing taking off. There's the double for O'Keefe in frame number 7. So that 182 with a win number, less and less likely out there. As good as Shannon's been throughout the course of the tournament, wasn't expected anyway, but putting together a solid game so far. Clean through 7. And we have Missy up far left of your screen on lane 12. Standing up for her 8th frame, and there it is. Let's go. Business picking up here. Position round, Bowl TV, Bowlers Journal Classic. Bringing JT back in right after the shot from Valerie. And, that is not what we wanted to see there. That's going to be some trouble.
Yeah, just a correction on the magic number. It was actually 218. So I like to, when I teach math class, I like to get it completely wrong in front of the class and then correct myself. And I was just hoping anybody was paying attention. Did anybody call me out on it?
I think you were safe.
Well, Valerie's max score at this point is 216. So if Missy were to go off the sheet, she would lock up the number 4 spot right now.
I'll say, of course, your prediction came right after I said that things settled and we weren't going to see any changes. We need some big things to happen in 2 directions, and now it's happening. So I don't know. I definitely overshadow your miscalculation.
Well, it's now really a head-to-head match between Valerie and Missy. That's really what it's come down to. Valerie now, she's 2 frames behind. So Missy's already in the books with 240 plus and 269 possible. Now Valerie needs to throw a double just to put pressure back on Missy. So if she misses here, that takes a ton of the pressure off of Missy.
I did get that strike in frame number 9. So max score 259 for her, with 3 more in the 10th. The win not necessarily guaranteed in case she happens to give away a few pins on the fill. Lindsay Boomershine can max out 255. Let's actually head over there after we get Valerie's shot here in the 8th frame. And oh goodness.
Wow.
8-10, big time trouble. If we give her the 2, that's 135, 195. Now the max score without the conversion.
So now we got to go backwards and do the magic number for Missy. So 195 would put Valerie at 531, and so that means Missy would just need to get over that number in order to go around her. So she would need 68 pins added to her score. So that's, assuming she wins this game, which looks like she's going to, she would need 238. So she would need the first hit in the 10th to lock that up.
That's true. 9 spare strike in that situation. Missy would be exactly 238. And Lindsay not getting the first hit in the 10th drops her max down to 234 now. So the win would be secured. As we see off to the left of the screen, Valerie does get the 2. Her max score 195.
Yeah, so 9 spare strike for Missy locks up a spot on the show. That's about as simple as we can get it.
Talk about a run these last 2 games. If she's able to finish this off, just a massive performance in Game 5 leading up to this. 258, needing to double in the 10th to get the bonus pins against Shannon. And now essentially repeating the effort. Another chance to get into the 250s to sneak into the 4 spot.
Apologize for my bad position round math, guys. It's been 500 days since I've had to do a position round math calculation.
That's all right. We're going to let it slide. The important part is we got there as a whole. So,
well, yeah, most people I think would be still trying to figure out if Missy can lock it up or what's happening. But we know for a fact 9 spare strike locks up a spot on the show.
All right, folks, we're able to watch it now live on Bolt TV. Lanes 11 and 12, Missy Parkin. She's been so good over the years since the relaunch of the tour. Has just not been able to get back to the winner's circle. Her lone victory, 2011 Queens in Syracuse, New York. Shannon, far lefters of our screen, leave a 10-pin. Strike here locks it up for Missy.
Oh, that's the second time I watched that, and I still can't believe the messenger didn't get it.
Now, we've seen some other players open up their angles a little bit here on this 39-foot pattern. Missy taking advantage of her ball speed here down the stretch to kind of keep everything in front of her and getting the hits, making great shots. Now, conversion and a strike away. We're going to have Valerie up on lane 10 here momentarily as well. So you will be able to see her get to the line and see the result of her 9th frame.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason for Valerie to go. She needs to just let Missy finish and put the pressure on her. If she goes and misses, then Missy doesn't need anything.
First things first, spare, no problem.
And Valerie's going to go ahead. So if Valerie misses here, Missy's on the show. You'll be able to see her on lane 10.
JT, do you realize we have a step ladder final in less than 50 minutes?
I do. I'm kind of freaking out, and especially if there's a roll-off, which could happen. There could be a tie for the last spot.
Here we go. There's Valerie. Oh, wow.
And that's it, guys. Missy Parkin is your number 4 seed. Yeah, I know. It's hard. It's hard to talk, isn't it? Speechless.
See, everybody can now see the stunned look on my face after the first 3 frames we talked through this game and the scenarios and outcomes and predictions, and now.
I mean, I would have yelled and jumped up and down and got excited, but they're right in front of me. They would smack me in the face. That's your guys' job. You guys have to get excited.
Too stunned.
I mean, it is kind of shocking after all of that we watched for it to come down to that much of a chess game at the end. Man, but it's going to be an incredible stepladder.
Certainly is. We'll see Valerie finish up here. So our top 4, it's going to be Daniela McEwen, Erin McCarthy, Shannon O'Keefe, and Missy Parkin, who's been all over the place in this top 10 throughout the course of the day. Was up in second earlier today, down to 9th or 10th, and now into the top 4 for a chance to win the title of the 2021 season.
Still Still don't know.
Well, I was glad to get to roll out the magic number. Sorry I messed it up and it wasn't as smooth as it could have been, but we will be bringing that feature to you. And if anybody wants to sponsor the magic number feature, please feel free to email me, jason.thomas@bull.com, and we'll hook you up. But yeah, that's it. It's crazy when you come down to the position round. You got to have all these scenarios, and especially the more players that are still left, the more math there is. But man, what a performance by Missy the last couple of games there to sneak into the stepladder and give herself a chance to win this first title of 2021.
Certainly impressive. Had an up and down block when you look at it too. 254, 186, 235, 192, but finishing with 258 and 238 to get the job done. For Valerie, what's this look like if that 710 cooperates a little bit in frame 7? You never know, but she's going to fall a little bit short of the finals here.
Yeah, great performance for her. She bowled great all week and or the last few days at least, and she just always seemed to be a little bit. She couldn't just put giant scores together. She'd shoot 240s, 230s, but there was always like mid-game, some little transition would happen, and she'd have a run of 7 pins or 10 pins, and it would keep her from shooting those big games, and that ended up being the difference between being on the stepladder and just off.
Some other scores from around the house. Danielle McCune finishes match play 10-2 as the number 1 seed. She defeated Erin McCarthy 224 to 203.
Guys, I'm going to go and start getting ready here, okay?
All right, JT, we will we'll be talking to you during the stepladder.
Okay, have fun.
Shannon O'Keefe's going to take the win here. Still max score 236. Looks like Mr. Mike Flanagan is going to hop in here as well. Michael.
Hey, guys.
What is up?
Do you remember earlier in the day when I looked like a complete fool and I said, hey, Missy Parkin's going to make a run? She bowled 240, 250, and then she 2-8-10 and then failed to bowl 400 for the next two?
I do. That was, 245, 257, 178, 152. How about this turnaround, Michael?
Yeah, I'm just telling you right now, when a man knows something, he knows something. I was just a little early on my prediction earlier, but I'm really happy for Missy. I've got no skin in this game. All these ladies out here are awesome, but man, I really am happy for Missy with a lot of the things that she's had to overcome. Not recently, but recently too, with pro shops being closed in the state of California and just all the things she's had to go through. I'm really happy for her.
Absolutely. Still at the top of her game, showing it off here. And talk about a top 4 for the step ladders here at the Bowlers Journal Classic, Mike.
Yeah, we're just getting started too. I mean, we got more events the rest of the week. I was just thinking about that. This is not normally when you have a television show and it's and you go through the step ladder. It's like, okay, well then we got to tear everything down. Tomorrow morning starts another event. So this is like the World Series of bowling for women here or something like that. That's what it feels like working the event anyway. All
right, Mike. I know you're a busy man, and it's time to get ready for that step ladder final. We'll talk to you soon, folks. As we wrap up. We're going to go ahead and start getting ready for the stepladder finals ourselves. So right now the plan 8:30 p.m. Eastern, which is in less than 15 minutes. So Matt Canzaro, time to get ready very quickly. We're going to have a quick pregame show as they get ready. Scheduled start time 9 p.m. Eastern for the stepladder finals. We'll see how close we get to that. Hopefully right on time. We have 5 giveaways, folks, but you have to subscribe to watch the stepladder finals live. 4 options: annual subscription $79.95, monthly $9.95, event pass for all 4 events $12.95, or just for the Bowlers Journal Classic Series $4.95. So pick that up. You can click Join Bowl TV. Very soon this page is going to turn that subscription service on as well. But Matt, excellent job out there. We're going to do it one more time here. So folks, we'll see you soon. For Jason Thomas, Mike Flanagan, everyone out there, all the folks who joined us, John Mark Manzione, Matt Canzaro, I'm Aaron Smith. We'll see you soon, folks. And remember, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. We'll see you at the stepladder finals of the Bowlers Journal Classic next here on Bowl TV.